We trying to get paid.
Making money, make it, dollar, dollar.
We trying to get paid.
Making money,
Make it save and invest. Stacking up checks. Let's go.
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Lasali Nungu. Make sure to press the like button. Folks, we started off the day very well. I mean, the market was trending practically nowhere until about noon, and we got a nice run into the highs of the day until, sure enough, the master Decepticon himself sent out a tweet basically stating that, he wasn't going to come to the table with any compromises and that he was no longer interested in making a deal with the Democrats for stimulus. Look, don't be fooled by this at all right? I really don't want you guys to get played by the okie doke here, because this is the same BS we saw last week. Going into a Friday expiration, it's a little earlier in the week this time. Some bullshit. All right. The Friday calls basically lose, 30, 40% of their value. Right. And you look into the orders and you can see that people are loading. Right. Just like last week. And what I suspect is going to happen is that on Friday, we're going to find out that there's going to be a deal for stimulus. Or at least stimulus is going to be brought to the floor for a vote. I don't believe for a second that he doesn't want to make a deal. This is a bluff. Look, we're less than 30 days away from election day. This man, he doesn't have very much time left. You know how in Westerns that, they used to say, stuff like dead man walking. That's literally Donald Trump's position right now. I mean, look at the polls in Florida. Look at the, polls in North Carolina, Wisconsin, Ohio, West Virginia. I mean, this could be a blowout for the Democrats. Real shit. And that's not me saying that either. I'm a black man. You know what I'm saying? I don't get anything out the deal, and nobody's promised me anything. So I don't get excited about this. No matter who wins and how the market responds, I'm going to play the chart to win. Right? And that's how I go into every trade. This is going to be a winning trade. Why? Because my strategy is back tested and proven to be effective over time, and I'm mentally prepared to ride the ups and downs of the market. Right? But to see a sitting president literally, putting himself in a position to lose is quite surprising to me. And that's why I'm saying that he's bluffing. I believe he's setting us up for what could be the most, incredible 2 weeks into the election we've ever seen. Really pay attention to this, the 15th, all right? The 15th of this month, where it's do or die after that. And I think he's going to put all the stops out there. I mean, you want to talk about my penny stock days when, you just want to put out any pump article you can put out. I think that's what we're going to see. I would love to see it too. Don't get it twisted. I'd love to see it. Rocket Mortgage down another 3.72% today. Look, if it breaks below 19, I'm going to call my broker. I'm going to order a stock certificate, and then I'm going to wipe my ass with it, because I'm tired of what Rocket Mortgage is doing. It's supposed to be the next Carvana. What's going on over there? Zoom down 1.47%. Apple down 2.87%. Tesla down 2.75% today. NVIDIA closes green. What a missed opportunity, by the way, in NVIDIA, because the stock was up 6% yesterday and, was up another 3% today, again, before the Trump tweet. AMD down 1.94%. Amazon 3.10%. Look, you got to pick these off the floor here, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, looking at the futures right now, they're all going to get bumps tomorrow at the open, right? And that's what a lot of guys are doing is, they're buying them dip and then you're selling it first thing in the morning. That's why you see a tendency for stocks to kind of sell off at that 9:30 bell a lot of times. But I can see a gap up tomorrow. We could have a gap and go tomorrow. It's going to be really interesting to see what comes out of the administration tomorrow. But look, when it comes to Amazon, for those of you guys who got a 9 to 5, y'all need to stop playing and take up Amazon here, because, if we're not careful in the next 5 years, all of y'all are going to be working for Amazon. I mean, this is a company that literally has to hold itself back so that it doesn't appear to be, too strong, right? Because, they can literally go into any line of business right now and control the industry. There was a thing that came out of South Carolina today that showed that Amazon, they set up shop and they literally can lower the value of workers in an area as soon as an Amazon distribution shows up. They can control, what's the word for it? The value of work. All right. Insane what they can do. I'll have more details about that on my next video. Speaking of retail, though, how the hell is Macy's still in business? Macy's down 4% today, hanging on by a thread there, but they're still alive. Macy's is still around. I haven't brought this stock up either. Nike, small loss today. Digital sales keeping Nike alive, considering the fact that millions of kids are at home right now. Nobody's out, showing off their tennis shoes. Last time I checked on that either. So I don't know how Nike is managing to stay alive. Obviously, global company, incredible business. But, at the end of the day, they're still shoes. All right, they're still shoes. But, hey, they keep innovating and people keep buying the stock. This is another stock that's also got a ton of ETF money in there, too. And don't ever, disregard how ETF money can keep stocks propped up for a very, very long time. After a very impressive day yesterday, oil is back to its losing ways. Shout out to all the premium sellers there taking advantage of that. By the way, take a look at the oil futures, by the way. That oil futures has basically gone nowhere for 4 months. I mean, it's been an incredible iron condor strategy on that side of the tape. By the way, look at all these stocks. I'm just looking at the after hours right now because all these stocks that are lost today are going to have a nice little pop in the morning, according to the futures market. Let's see if that holds. I told you to look at the VIX yesterday using the 10-minute candles, right, today. And sure enough, if you pull up the chart on that 10-minute candles, you can literally see where the text, shows up in the chart. And just look at that pop, just pop, and it's straight up. The VIX pops up. But again, historically, volatility goes to the downside, right? HD, Home Depot, and Lowe's down 2%. Here's your entry here. Stimulus has nothing to do with the facts that, money is cheap and nobody wants to live in an apartment. This younger generation is obsessed with ownership, right? Mostly because they don't really know how to make friends and how to be, people-centered individuals. So, everybody's trying to get their own house because they don't really want to live with other people or live in a community-based kind of setting like that. So, HD Lows are going to continue to win as long as interest rates are where they are. If we're not going to get higher interest rates, you can't go wrong with HD and Lows. Where else are you going to make home improvements, right? Whether you are the general contractor or someone just looking to paint a bedroom. Those are the only places you go. I know Ace Hardware and some other, mom and pop shops. But when we're talking about these locations with, 600, 1,000, 1,500 stores, they're going to make a ton of money. I was impressed with the financials today, too. Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, JPM. I mean, they all, they were down, but they weren't all down huge. All right? They didn't take heavy losses like so many other industries did. But again, everything turned around once Trump sent out the tweet. We were going into a very good day. I was looking into going into expiration with my trade that I set up on Monday with a lot of room protecting my downside position. Now, as I speak, I am within 80 points of the put side of my trade. I had someone email me and ask me if I'm worried because, they're in the same trade as I. And I said, no, absolutely not. I will not lose my trade tomorrow. All right. I will not lose $5,500 tomorrow on the market. Why? Because according to my strategy, right, according to where I am right now, the market will have to decline 2.59% tomorrow in order for me to lose. If you know anything about stocks, then you know that unless Trump falls out dead tomorrow, or we have a nuclear explosion somewhere, or a flash crash, then it's statistically impossible for the market to close down 2.59% on a day that nothing's happening. All right, on a day that's nothing happened. Now, if we lose 1.5%, that's fine. I still win the trade, and we still win $500. All right, but that's what this is about. It's about just being, far enough where just the probabilities are very low. I win up or down, but there are probabilities involved here. Certain days, when certain data is released, you win or lose. But more than likely, probabilities show that you win overwhelmingly over time. It's your boy Sal. Until next time, tomorrow is another trading day. By the way, if there's a particular ticker you want to hear about my thoughts on, leave that in the comment section. Because sometimes I don't know if you guys just like to hear me talk, or, there's some particular stocks you really want me to pick on. But I'm just really kind of talking about the market as in general. In general, this is going to be a very boring market. But you got to love this. That's what I'm trying to get at. For you directional people, you're not going to make any money. I'm sorry to say it. You're not going to make any money if you're a directional trader, right? And you don't play tight, right? If you don't play less than, below like a 1 hour chart, if you're one of those guys who playing on the daily chart, you're getting murdered right now on the option side, right? You're losing a shit ton of premium. You're really getting your ass handed to you because you're not making any money. And, you can just look at the weekly chart and see that. Put up a 10 moving average, pull up the weekly chart, and tell you, you're not making any money. Right now, if you're playing tight, you're playing, the 5 minute, 2 minute, 1 hour, and you're snappy with the fingers, you're doing pretty good. Iron condors, you're killing it, right? Killing it. Volatility over 20, iron condor, you're killing it. All right, you're killing it. Otherwise, if we were sub 10, sub 15 VIX, then you just go to a bull put spread. All right, and just kind of sit there doing that type of stuff. It's your boy Sal. Join me live tomorrow where we'll pick out all the stocks that you love and enjoy, and we'll break them down and talk about it. And until next time, trade well.